Hello everyone, it's Honey Lou. So I have a mini haul, and I guess I just wanted to share what I've been up to. So I got this cool postcard, and then I got this. This is the Adapt Tarot. Nice recycled tuck box. This is the 4th edition, and it's by Delilah Misk. That's the name. I'm not too sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but I really love the colored guidebook and how everything's so different. This is like totally my style. I like to like mix and match different colors, different stuff. Like I just think it looks really cool, very urban. Colored pages. It reminds me of the Ritual Tarot guidebook. This has recycled paper. Very straight to the point, short and sweet. I do like her interpretations and key phrases, keywords, and it all makes sense. And I do like it's a little bit different too, so it's a little bit more unique. And I like that it, there's different interpretations, so I could add on to my knowledge of what the meanings of the cards are. These are the queens. I really love them. The guy queen is a guy with the tiger, which is really cool. I love the Queen of Cups. She's my favorite. Queen of Pentacles is gorgeous. So there's that. And the deck. I don't know why I waited so long to get this, but I'm really happy that I have it now. Oh, and then I got these cool little matches, which I thought was the coolest thing to get for a deck. That is super cool. But anyway, so you know how you ever get a feeling with a deck when you first get a deck and you have that instant connection? This is the deck for me. That only happened not very much, but when it does happen, usually those are decks that are my go-to decks of today. So I have a really good feeling that this deck is going to be like one of my go-to decks for 2024. And this is the last purchase of the year for me. Also, this deck is there's just so much thought and intention that went into each of these cards, and it all really makes sense for me. This is Rider-Waite-Smith inspired, but you definitely get that esoteric vibe to it. I don't know if she did that like with intention or she did that intuitively. I really like the symbols. I love the font. I like the size of the font too. I think it all adds together really perfectly. There's not a card that I dislike in this deck. I think it's really, really good. Also, it reminds me of the Spolia Tarot. You see Thoth, you see a monk with a Hierophant. This is a grasshopper. I'm pretty sure that has a meaning for it too. I like that the swords have butterflies symbolizing air. You see the, the wind sailing, and yeah, it's really, really good. And I've been doing a lot of studying. Ooh, sorry, I don't even think I'm showing you guys. But anyways, here it is. Not even paying attention. But anyways, yeah, so this deck really resembles the Spolia Tarot to me in a way. Maybe because there's like white space everywhere, but there's like these spacious intentions of symbols everywhere, which I really like. It feels really clean, and it feels easy for the eyes. You know what you're looking at. It's tarot size. It's perfect. It really is. I like this 8 of Wands with the birds migrating. The 8 of Wands is Mercury and Sagittarius. Also, fish has to do with the planet Mercury, and you see these guys fishing or they're out in the water. So you see that element of Mercury and Sagittarius. I know the olives. I'm learning more about like the plants, the animals, what they associate to. I can't wait to like kind of show you guys more of what I've been doing. But I'm just starting to get more information about all the symbolism and even like Hebrew. I'm studying Hebrew, and this deck is so much fun to, I don't know, just to pick at, look at, and to see if they're really working together. But so far, this deck I love every single card. And I see the intention, and I love the way it reads. I love the way it feels. And I'm happy that this was my last deck. So you see the bees with the air, the birds flying, the clouds. You see that air element with the clouds there too. The reef. Yeah, this is really, really good. You see transformation, the sunflowers. You see it's so beautiful. Everything's in bloom. I love this Nine of Wands too. You even get like this angel. So that could be like temperance because it's Sagittarius too. You get that Sagittarius vibe. The Hermit, I love that he's holding the pendulum, seeking information and wisdom. The Crows, that's perfect for the Death card, I think. Yeah, I bet this plant has something to do with it too. I love the skulls. It's very sweet. I like the historical part of this deck too. Love the plants, the jewels, crystals. The Empress, you really get that Empress vibe. You even get the bee, the butterfly. You get the fruits. Everything's in full bloom. Everything's fertile. Everything's growing. This one I want to look up more, but I really like the way it looks. You see the wands there. This, I don't know if that's like a pearl or a poppy seed. I don't know. But so far, I'm seeing everything. I love that Four of Wands. It looks like completion. The mirroring, the duality, the wands. These, I don't know what flowers those are. But yeah, there's so much. Hopefully, by the end of the month, I'll have more. And I'll see what I see in these cards, because would be a really fun deck to study. And I'm planning to study it. I love the King of Wands. Lovers is my favorite, one of my favorites. Strength with the bears, everybody loves that. You get the fire, water element, Two of Cups, that's Cancer and Venus. Page of Swords, this has like a Sagittarius element in it with a unicorn. Page of Swords, Gemini too, so this is a hybrid. So hybrid animals also are associated with Gemini. I don't know if the Page of Swords is a Gemini, but, well, it is the air sign. So any hybrid animal would be associated to Gemini. You would get that, or even Sagittarius. But Sagittarius and Gemini have like this combination together. Love that Six of Wands. It looks like a party, victory. I love the egg, the cosmic egg, infinite possibilities, and the devil's really cool with the snake, the horns. Yeah, it's really good. Three of Pentacles, collaboration, you see that. Takes time and effort, group settings to do that kind of stuff. Seven of Pentacles, I love that. You know what, when I think of the Seven of Pentacles, I actually think of how boring this job would kind of be, and I don't know if they get paid a lot to do all that, but it's a lot of that work and patience to get that money in the bank. Crystals, I love that. Structure, you see the building, I like that. Stability. Nine of Cups, I really love the saturation, the color, the jewels. Judgment, you see the egg. I gotta look up what this symbol is. I love the hawk. Is that a hawk? And also these stones could even mean anything too. I am reading the 777, Aleister Crowley, 777 other Kabbalistic writings of Aleister Crowley. And this is where I'm getting all my information. I will talk more about that soon. Love the spider. I love that egg. Anyways, I can go on. I really love the Four of Cups too. That gives me that luxury feeling of, you know, material things and collecting material things. Like even this deck is a Four of Cups for me because I just love beautiful things. So yeah, I love that with the box too for Four of Pentacles. You even get the Four of Pentacles. This is the best. Two of Swords. But anyways, I want to share the let's do a quick little, I want to show you guys a little bit of what the Spolia Tarot and this one look together. To see if you guys could kind of see that what I'm seeing, you know, that vibe. We'll see. That looks cool. This would be a really good pairing too. So I really love the white space and how spacious this deck is too, but sometimes I'd be like, oh, I wish I had some more pop-up color. So I'm glad that I get two best of both worlds, you know, which is really cool. Let me add some more. Just a little bit more. Okay. Ooh, I love that. Yeah, maybe I'll work with these together and even see the colors everywhere. Yeah. New favorite, for sure. This deck makes like my eyes sparkle. I don't know, it just makes my heart happy. It gives me smiles. Everything about it is just amazing to me. Ooh, look at that, the Devil and Devil. That's so cool. Ooh, I love that so much. Oh, it's so good. Yes, I am so crushing on this deck right now. And I can't believe I haven't seen it around. This deck is definitely a hidden gem for me. I love that. Two of Cups with a Hierophant. Marriage. Commitment. Oh, it's so good. Oh my gosh. I wouldn't wait on this deck. It's so good. I love that too. Ace of Swords. There's not a card I do not like in this deck. I love all of the cards. I love all the cards in here too. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like this one's more, it just feels like my spirit, but I really love how these ones are working together. So I think I'm going to work with these pairs together. And I'm planning to do a study. I wanted to do a study for this before 2023 ends. But yes. I love it so much. So if you want a dupe, I would say this one has that same feel to me as a Spolia. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, this deck just opens up my heart. It really does. New favorite. Okay. Another deck that I got in, this is a unicorn deck for me, the Tarot de Marseille. This is the Nicholas Conver Anima Antiqua, Lo Scarabeo, Marseille 1760. I wanted this deck forever, and it's really hard. This deck doesn't come around. I've seen it on eBay recently, but it was a little bit on the pricier side. Last time I saw this deck was on eBay last year around the same time, probably in December. And there was like this 3-in-1, 3 of these Lo Scarabeo decks with this one and then 2 other Marseille decks, limited Marseille decks. And it was like $150, I think. And I talked myself out of it. I kind of regretted it, but I'm really happy because I got this deck for $80. About $95 with shipping, which was pretty reasonable for me. And I was really happy that I paid that price. So far, I really love it. I feel like what you're seeing in the camera is really what you see in person. I've heard like other things that people didn't think that it looked better on camera, but I really don't think it does. I think it's very, it matches up pretty perfectly. This one is my favorite with the eyes. But yeah, this is my favorite version of the Nicholas Conver. Very bold, bright, colorful. I'm very colorful. Neon, it's really happy. I do love the choice of green, the blue, red, and yellow with like that tea stain, and it just looks very vintage, old. Also, I love the blue outline too. I have another Nicholas Conver deck, and I was actually, because I love this deck so much, I started coloring it in, but I didn't finish it, but I was inspired with the neon colors in here. So maybe now that I have it, I will finish that one up someday, because I would love to finish it up. And this deck feels like the same size as a Fournier deck. And it feels like that Pablo Robledo's deck. I guess this feels like the new version. If you have the Spanish Tarot with that thicker Fournier cardstock, this is what this deck has. I guess the Fournier is smaller, but it feels really good in the hands. So this was one of my favorite purchases of 2023. I know that for sure. Instant connection with this deck too, honestly. I've always knew I was going to like this deck. I think this is one of my favorite cards too. I love the pips. The Six of Pentacles is one of my favorite with all the tea stains. I love this too, which is like the bright red. The Hermit is good. Chariot, love it. Sun is one of my favorites. And I like how this one has like that look of, it's ripped or broken, disheveled, that antique look. Also, this deck is not recommended to shuffle. It has like that matte feel. I like that it's slippery, but they recommend not shuffling this deck. Right here it says, the image of this deck of tarot were digitalized from the public domain source and other private collections. They were optimized to reproduce the appearance of color as faithful to the original as possible during the printing process. In order to preserve the original feeling of these ancient images, the cards have not been treated with chemical varnish, and as a result, they might not be suitable for shuffling. I still shuffle it. I think it feels good enough for me to shuffle. And then it just talks about the Nicholas Conver. I like the backs too, that it's full. There's no like white borders. It definitely has that old-fashioned feel to it. And then I think that's pretty much, no, I got some other stuff, but so I guess we could talk about the book I'm reading. I'm reading the 777 Other Kabbalistic Writings of Aleister Crowley. This is really good. I don't know why I was so scared of it. I think one of the reasons why I kind of pushed it off is because I felt like it was going to be boring, or my attention span wouldn't last with this book, but it's really, really good. I'm going to keep this book on my desk for reference forever. I really love Aleister Crowley's writing. This is basically kind of like a Bible for the esoteric tree of life. It just gives you different, like what symbolism, different correspondence of different religions, different, like even like the plants, the planets, the different goddesses, gods, you name it. It has everything. I'm halfway through, but pretty much it's just like a bunch of tables of just information to, I feel like this is more in depth of if you want to read Thoth, like read the Book of Thoth. This is just a little bit, it gives you a little bit more. Let me put that there. But I'm halfway done. I'll let you guys know. Oh, wait, I'm over here. Yeah, I'm almost done. I'll let you guys know how it goes, but I'm going to keep continuing to study this because it's even said that to keep working at it until you feel like it's all sticking. Like, I know what it all means and I know what it all says, but not everything is sticking yet. So the more I read it, the more I will get better at it. and so far really, really good. I've learned so much already, and now I want to get more into Aleister Crowley's work. And so I'm really happy that I read this, and it's not scary at all. I think it's worth to check out, even to reference. It's really good. So there's just a bunch of stuff of referencing and meanings and stuff about the Tree of Life, the Abyss, and all those goodies. And then a lot of Hebrew letters and translating the Hebrew. I want to get a Hebrew translator dictionary thingy too. I got the Equinox coming. I have the Book of Lies, but I want to get the Book of Law too. So another thing is that my Thoth here. This is my old first Thoth that I ever had. And I really wanted to get a backup, and I couldn't find it ever. But then I actually found one, brand new. Didn't come in a box, or I didn't get the guidebook, so this deck is still a mystery to me. What's really cool is this one has like a more of a bluer hue. This one has more of a yellow hue, but they have the exact same color borders, and perfect timing for my birthday. And then I got it for a good deal too. I paid maybe $90 for this deck because it didn't have a box or guidebook, but it's stunning and I'm really happy. But the thing is I kept collecting Thoth decks because I've been trying to find this version of the deck, and I finally found it. But the cool thing is I got to learn so much more about Thoth, more about the greenies, more about different editions, and I'm forever grateful because now I know so much about this deck, and I'm still continuing to learn. But I love that I was able to go through that when I was searching for this deck. So now my collection feels complete. It really does. I don't need any other deck, but we live in a world where we could have as much decks as we want. But for the most part, I feel like I'm secure. I know some people think it's bizarre to have backups, but for me, it's not. It feels right for me. It's just how I am designed in my brain, and I am really happy because now I'm working with this deck more. Like this one, I worked with it a lot, but then when it started to age like this, I started to put it away, and I found some other amazing Thoth decks too that I really, really love. But it was like a bummer for me that I couldn't find an extra one because I wanted to work with this one more. So as soon as I got this one went back on the shelf, and this one is just the new workhorse. I'm enjoying it more. I feel comfortable more, and yeah. And it was really cool because this one was like a surprise. I saw it on eBay and I was like, that one looks like my deck. And like I was looking at this and then it matched up too, and I was like, But there were some of the photos, because I think in the lighting, this deck looked lighter. And I was like really unsure, but I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna try it out. And then if it doesn't work out, then I could probably just rehome it, whatever. And well, then I would add more to my collection anyways, yeah, it's just. But then when I got it, I wasn't expecting it to be this dark, because I messaged the seller and I was like, do you think this deck looks like this deck? And then she said, no, yours looks like more of a gray green. This one looks like more of like a blue green. And I was like, okay. And then I was looking at this one, because in my lighting, and this one made it look really like a gray green, not a blue green. And I was like, this looks blue green. And so I was like, okay, whatever. I just got it anyways. It looked brand new. And so I wasn't expecting it to actually be the backup, but it was, and I was really happy. So best birthday present ever. So that's my new Thoth. I'm so happy. And then other decks that I'm planning to work with is the Carol Herzer glitter deck. This is my Christmas deck. It's not Christmassy, but it has that Christmas spirit. I've been working with this deck a lot at the end of November, but this deck I stopped working with it after I got these other decks to play with, but I'm gonna continue and planning to work with this deck throughout the December. This December, it does feel like a Christmas deck to me, even though it doesn't look like Christmas, but it has that spirit. So I've been working with this deck quite a bit and hopefully get back into it. I really love it. It's so pretty. And other decks that I plan, or I've been working with too, is my Oswald Worth by Cartogram. I got a really pretty bag to put it in now, and I feel like this works perfectly. But yeah, this is my handmade deck. It's starting to soften up more, and you can tell that it looks ancient and it looks used, and that's what it's all about. But this is my custom deck, and I really like the way it's aging. And you see that, yeah, it's really cool. At first, when I was doing this, it was kind of making me nervous, so I didn't want to work with it. But I've been working with this deck every single day and taking my time with it. I think it's gorgeous, and I'm happy the way it's looking. I'm happy the way it's holding up. It just has that more of an aged effect, but even the gold is holding up really well, and it's nice and thick. And then other decks I'm planning to work with. I was working with the El Gran Esoterico. I've learned about the tarot system it is. I forgot the name of it. It's E-U-G, Oods, something. Anyways, this has like a completely different tarot system, but it's really cool. I forgot the name of it. I had it written down somewhere. But anyways, yeah, this deck is a lot of fun. There's not that much information on this system, but it gives you enough. So it's numerological and elemental. Also, there's different meanings for each number. So the 6s usually mean love, beauty, harmony, balance. But in this one, it doesn't mean that. I think the 7s are what means love, beauty, harmony, balance. And then I was reading in the 777 too, and talking about how 7 is actually a really good number. But it's a very sacred number too. But our cards in the tarot system, the normal one, it's not like that. But this one is like that. So I think I learned a little bit more, but I'm gonna keep learning, probably hold it off in January. But I really love this deck too. I'm happy that I have it. It's very timeless. It's an old deck, but it's just very hip. I think it's very cool. I love the 6 of Wands. Death is my favorite, with the crowns, a head. And I can't wait, since I have this, I could start looking at more Hebrew. I could translate, and even the grapes mean something, the corn, the fire. I love this too with the corn too. You get Mars. And then there's a place where I could look up these. This is my favorite too. But yeah, this deck is really good. I think I'm gonna hold off with this deck until January. And I was working with the Hermetic Tarot, but I think I'm gonna just keep reading. Have that around. Sorry, my stomach is growling. Another Christmas deck for me is the other Kelherzer deck. This deck is really beautiful. This feels like a snow day, but you get the beautiful sunrise. I just posted a photo of what it looks like with the winter. And it has like these bright neon orange, like, you know, setting with the gray and the snow. So this does have like that Alaska feel, that cold, but it also has like that warmth to this deck. And it's very angelic. So this deck definitely feels like a December deck for me. Ooh, I love it so much. I love this card too. I really love the oranges. So it's cool because this deck right here has these oranges, and that's my favorite part of this deck. And then this one's like an explosive of my favorite parts of this deck, but I do love the blue too, but it's like explosion, and this one's like the, you know, the nice little touches of it. I love both of them, but it's really cool just to see that pink colors with the gray purples, and yeah, love it. The Hermit card is one of my favorites. Love the Temperance. Temperance has been catching my eye a lot lately. And I think that's pretty much it. I think I want to try a different, or I want to try these decks out together. The Telesma Tarot and the Circle of Doors Tarot. I really love the guidebook of the Telesma Tarot. It's one of my favorite guidebooks that I keep out always. Where did I put it? But it's always on my deck, and it's always very handy for me to have, and then I like to just look it up. Okay. So I did a little pairing video with the Circle of Doors, and I think this one is one of my favorite pairings. I think they work really well together. Also, I think that I'm gonna do these two decks together, and then I'm gonna do the Crone Stones. I feel like this is a very potent pairing. So this gives like that witchy crone wisdom feel. These give me that wisdom crone feel. I think these two go hand in hand. And this one gives me like that sexual, this one has a lot of sexual energy in it. Very sensual, very bold, very confident. Both very colorful decks. I wanted to look at the Adapt Tarot too to see if it would work good with the Circle of Doors, but Circle of Doors Tarot looks really good with everything. Oh yeah, okay. So I think these decks are going to be worked in December, but I'll let you guys know in a couple of weeks. And then I still gotta pick out my top favorite cards for Nova's tag. Yeah, so I want to work with these two. And then also I wanted to talk about my yearly card. So my card of the year of 2023 was number 8. So that is Strength in the Rider-Waite-Smith and Justice and Thoth. So how you add it up, well, this is my year for next year. I'm the Hermit, number 9. And then so you add it up with your birthday, or month, birthday, I'm December 16. Then you do 2024, Then you get these numbers, and then you add those numbers together, and then you get that number. And then if you get like over 22, you keep 22 because that would be your card of the year. But if it's like 32, then you go 3 plus 2, and then you get 5, and that would be your number. But mine's the Hermit this year, or next year. Last year was Justice and Strength. So let's see here. Let's get those out. And then also that would be number 9 in the other cards. So the 9 of Cups would be 8 would be last year's, or this year. Right? Wait, that's, okay. Okay, so let's talk about this year. I didn't actually do this in the beginning of 2023, but I wanted to talk about to see if it resonated without me knowing, and I felt like it did. So this year was with Strength as the Rider-Waite Smith, and then Justice Adjustment as, well, this year. I feel like they both actually are they resonate with me. Also, this year I've been learning about mastery, trying to master a skill, learning about gaining more money, and working on my communication. Also with Strength, this is about having courage. This is about going after your desire, which I totally feel like I did. And also, it's about learning to tame the beast inside, like the ego. And I feel like I really worked on that this year. I feel like I'm a lot more stronger. I'm a lot more wiser this year. There was a lot of times where I struggled with my family and learning to communicate my needs than to be angry, to be pissed off, to be moody, which there's times where I have a hard time still communicating, but I felt like I acknowledged, I was aware, I'm learning about the strength inside and just going after what I want, like my beautiful decks. Like that's something else too, is like thinking, do I deserve the things do I have, and learning that, and also saying yes, I deserve whatever I set my mind to. Also with adjustment, this is about karmic balance and balancing out. Also, yeah, I feel like this was a year of finally settling karma debt. Things that happened in the past, I feel like I'm finally kind of getting the karma and healing the karma. Also with childhood karma, healing the inner child, getting to know my dark side, healing my dark side, and being aware of my dark side, and learning to balance everything out, to harmonize, and for this coming up year. I felt like this year I was actually in hermit mode, but I felt like this year I was definitely healing past karma, for sure. That was definitely kind of paying the debt for it now, and so it doesn't come and haunt me later. So I feel like this really did resonate with the year of 23, strength and justice for sure. So you got Libra and Leo. And then so the Hermit card, I feel like I'm already in the Hermit energy. And what I have planned for myself is I really want to take my esoteric studies to the next level. I'm planning to read more of Aleister Crowley's work, really trying to find that light inside. Also not needing to seek validation from other people and needing, you know, validating myself. And that's another thing that I learned too, was just knowing that I don't need other people's validation to validate myself, to know that I'm worth it. Finding my strength inside and having the courage to kind of use my voice and just gain more wisdom and learn more about myself. And yeah, I just feel like I'm still in that hermit mode, and I think I'm just taking it one step at a time, and I'm slowly going to get out of it. But I feel like this really resonates. Also, this is about recovery, maybe healing, recovery, finally recovering, or just feeling recovered enough to kind of move up with money gain. I love that too, with the learning to be financially stable on my own, maybe buy myself a house with my 2 little boys. I'm a single mother. But I really love seeing the 9s too of completing work. So completing great work, right? Moving to new beginnings. 9 of Swords is also about completion and anxiety, and this is about kind of learning to not be cruel to myself, and you know, the Bruno, and completing this too. Like, the worst is over and I'm finally just healing. It's kind of just like that, picking up the pieces. And then with the 9 of Cups here is the wish fulfillment. So this is another thing, is I am planning to just be whole by myself, not needing others, not being, you know, not needing others to fill that void. This is something that I really want to master in life, is to become whole. And, you know, of course I would love to be with somebody, but I would love to have this for myself first before I become, you know, go in a relationship, know my self-worth, know my potential, to see how far I can go on my own. Also, I'm just really thankful that I do have people that are there for me and a really good support system. But hopefully, yeah, this is what I really want to work on, is recovery, being financial stable, and also I want to get a new wardrobe. I want to work on my clothes wardrobe, because this other year I was totally hunkered down in sweatpants. My baby was growing, so we stayed home quite a bit too, and I had this hobby, so I kind of used the money for us and also investing in my hobby too with the decks. And it was a really good year with finding decks, and yeah, it was an awesome year, guys. I am pretty grateful, and I hope you guys feel the same too. But this year I want to work on getting a new wardrobe. I want to start buying new clothes. Also, I lost a bunch of weight. I lost about maybe 20 to 30 pounds. So I'm a size smaller than I was last year. Yeah, because I was a large. Now I'm medium. And so now I need to get all clothes that are size medium, because everything looks a little bit weird on me right now. So that's my goal for this year too, is to keep learning, keep growing, and keep healing. But that's all I got for you guys. I got 2 other videos planned. One of my standout decks also for 2023, and then I want to do Nova's VR of top 10 tarot cards, and then that's it. All right, bye.